Okay, replay mode should be released later this year in Riders Republic. And along with skateboards, do you think it's enough to get riders back onto the ridge? And more importantly, could this one feature change the course of the game? Welcome back to episode 75 of the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to Executive Producers Bonecrusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, co-producers Captain Snowbeard, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members-only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
Riders Republic once again posted that the Protect Our Winters documentary is back on the Ridge big screen. You can catch one chapter of this documentary every hour, and we still haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I do want to tune in. And this will tie into our main topic too, because they're using the screen right now to show documentaries, but will they use it to show things that are made in replay mode?
Yeah, let's get into that one. You know, we've talked about this before, but when a video game loads a big screen into its environment, it usually means one thing, and that one thing is UGC, user-generated content. Otherwise, videos of people playing the game in the game, some Inception there. I mean, with Fortnite, a little bit of an outlier there. We did have some ride-along, some play-by-play on the big screens in Fortnite, but mainly those were used for concerts and experiences. And Riders doesn't seem to have that platform to host big contests or big performances like that just yet. So it only makes sense that this will be a UGC platform. The only problem is there's no way to capture that in-game right now other than photo mode. So we need some building, but the foundation is there.
Yeah, and we have recently heard from community updates that replay mode is something they're working on adding to Riders Republic. It could come out in Season 8, which they hinted at, and that will be around the fall. That'll be when Skateboard comes out. But we kind of want to know, is replay mode going to be enough to bring people back into the game? Are content creators going to come back? Are a lot of people going to use it? Or now that it's 8 seasons, it'll be like a year and a half after the launch, maybe 2 years after launch. Is it too late to add it, or will this cause another like resurgence of players?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can definitely see this bringing people back. I know the skateboard announcement was enough to get some people on board. A lot of the comments I saw on Twitter, at least, were, all right, I'm buying this game and my X amount of buddies are buying this game as well. We were waiting on skateboard. Here it is. Let's ride. A lot of people feeling like skateboard is going to be that make or break moment for this game. And if they nail it, it could be the resurgence that they were hoping for. Again, it's a little nerve-wracking that it's coming 8 seasons into the game, but we did know that this game was going to be stacking season by season. They weren't just going to drop it all at once. So it could pay off. But I do think that they need to cater replay mode to skate culture. More than mountain bike, more than the exploration or the funkies. That replay mode editor needs to be on par with Skater XL shredders. All of the I'm missing like 4 games that people keep mentioning in the comments. I apologize, but it needs to be on par with the other skate games to get that VH1 MTV kind of skate vibe, that Thrasher vibe that we all know by now.
Definitely, and with replay mode being added to the game, it does help because people who make content will be more inspired to actually create things and then share them on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Mm-hmm. And then people see those videos, see they're really cool. It's not just recording a gameplay. It's actually some cool film that you can make. And then they start playing the game and it adds more people. It also kind of sparks more of those competitions like Shred This Spot, playing a game of skate with someone instead of having to send in like just the constant behind the scenes or like behind the rider point of view. You can go back and record some cool tricks. And of course with skate culture, that's where I think a lot of videos of action sports started in general. So people should be making content. And I think they would have a great opportunity to feature that on the big screen because they can show videos on there right now. And if people are making really cool things, that's what I want to be greeted with when I come into the Ridge. I want to see user-made content in the game that's showing off the locations, the sports, the possibilities. And, it just makes it feel like a community and like a popular online game, I would say.
Right.
Instead of just being an online game where they really want you to play with the community, but it's a few challenges or just riding. It's actually being in the game, consuming the content, creating content to then be shown in the game as well. And it just I think that really ties people in.
Yeah, the replay mode is more than just capturing the game as well. I mean, talking from experience, this channel would be nowhere without the steep replay mode, or the replay editor, director mode. I forget the name of it, but the replay mode in Steep, pretty much what we built this channel on, the foundation of the Riders Roundup, and featuring all of that in-game content where people taking crazy camera angles, Flare, Call Me Jay, like all of these guys that were just absolutely killing the scene there. It created almost a cultural presence around the game where these styles were coming out, and you do a steep top 5, you do a Nick and Mitch at Tartiflet Games, you do a Shred This Spot, you see what everybody else is doing, and then patterns start to emerge and people are starting to mimic shots and mimic the vibe, and before you know it, we have this kind of feel and this voice that the riders are using to express their runs. It feels like a Riders Republic run because it's what is hip in the game. Does this make sense? Am I rambling?
No, you see people's styles start to emerge, obviously, and then they kind of follow some of the community content, like you said, where you had Flair's style of editing, and then other people try to mimic that and use his camera angles. And just like in some of the photo mode tricks where people have tricks on how to manipulate the angle or do something with the rider, they learn those tricks in the video, and then someone builds on it and improves, and you find even more ways that you could record things and use those editors. And
right.
Two, it shows off those really cool angles of how you can do some impossible tricks. Right now we have people doing insane stuff on BMX and doing wall rides and going in the chairlift by doing a trick, but you only see it from behind or from photo mode, but never both because of the way the game is right now. So if someone does an almost impossible trick, they can now show it from every different angle and maybe take a photo from that side as well, instead of having to time the photo perfectly while they're playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, and just on top of, not even adding to the hours and hours of content that creators like Monkey D. Tony are coming out with, these tutorials of how to pull off this crazy trick, how to pull off this combo. They now have the tools of replay mode to really get in there and change the camera, turn the camera. Their production value is going to go up in the tutorials, but also we already have a catalog of tutorials of these tricks. So learn those now, so you're ready when replay mode comes out in a couple of months, hopefully, so that we're all hitting these insane tricks, these insane lines. I mean, this really could be the way to do this. And I really hope that it takes off the way that we are thinking. I hope riders really cling to this replay mode to not only give the game free content to promote the game, but to promote themselves and to build this community back up. I feel like we lost a big chunk of the riders community from Steep into Riders Republic because certain creative elements were missing at the start. And we still hear from those creators, and they're all just patiently waiting for something to come back up that's going to allow them to use basically their other hand. It's felt like you've had a hand tied behind your back this whole time. Now, these guys are going to be able to finally get back into CapCut and do what they do best. It's going to allow us to vary our content again and to get into these tricks in these competitions. This could be a really, really well implemented feature. Again, if it caters to the skateboards, we need a fisheye lens from the get-go. I would love something in, maybe not keyframes, but something similar to allow you to track your spot and change cameras easily. Some kind of camera switcher. All of these things that should be implemented from day one. I really don't think replay mode should come out half-baked. I think this needs to be done. It is completed. Here you go. And if that means, I'm going to say it right here, if that means waiting another season until it is 100% buttoned up, then do it. Because this is, I really feel like this will be the make or break moment for this game, for the studio, and for the community.
Yeah, this will be, unless like at some point they can get to something where people can actually add ramps or build their own parks. That would be another chance. But if they do drop like a replay mode and it isn't fully done, or it's not the way people want it to be, then they would also be very concerned when and if they would do a park builder too, because replay mode came out not in the best shape. So I am hoping that they do, because we know a lot of creators like Check My Steez, those competitions lived off of that.
Yeah.
And even though they start small with maybe 10 or 20 people entering, you then slowly get more and more people adding and competing and watching those videos. And then more people are joining the game. They're spending much more time playing because they want to get those perfect clips. So I'm really hopeful that we're going to see some awesome stuff soon.
Yeah, and we will try our best to sit down with maybe not Arno, but somebody on the dev team before the release of Skateboard and replay mode. Maybe once we know a little more, once things are a little more public and you know everyone understands what's really going on here. I would love to sit down with someone either right before or right after these features release, just to get another beat on where the studio sees these features taking the game for the next year. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm done holding my breath. I want it now, but again, I will wait. Just like when the game was postponed twice, I would rather wait for a finished product than have some half-baked whatever just hit the ground and flop. It needs to hit the ground at a dead sprint, and it needs to be aimed for that finish line there. So I think they're on their way. I hope that everything goes according to plan here. But yeah, just a couple more months that we have to wait. All right, yeah, case in point, this is one of those games that I forgot earlier that has been in our comments for a while, and I think this rider is the one who has reminded us, well, he's putting it front and center this week. It's none other than Low Key Gaming with their first clip edit in the game Session. This is a skateboard game that, again, I almost said steep. Oh my gosh. Riders Republic needs to get close to the editing capabilities of Session to even compete in this realm.
Yeah, we'll need something, because I've seen other riders move or like test out these other games. And a great example of that is who will be closing us out today. Ian Hawk BMX is back in Riders Republic, checking out old spots with a new vibe and going for new clips. But he has moved on to other games too to try and do more edits. So we would welcome him back, and he's one of the best at tricks. I imagine he'll also be one of the best at the edits. And that's all we have for episode 75 of the...
See, I have it typed out for you.
I know.
All right, I usually do the outro. I said, Mitch, do you want to do the 75th outro? And he said, yeah, I'll try it. It is all typed out. So here, take it from the beginning. It's okay. And action.
Thanks for joining us for episode 75, underlined, out of our first 100 guaranteed episodes. Wink. Special thanks goes out to our YouTube members, https://
No,
studio.
that's the link. That next line.
Okay.
Yep.
Executive producers Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom. Co-producers Captain Snowbeard and a brand new one, Killa Vapor, and our fans and Fans Plus. And if you want to be a cool member just like them, really helps us grow as a channel, add some really cool stuff in. You can hit join down below, and you'll get some cool perks as well, like early access to the show, emojis, badges, videos, sneak peeks, and much more.
All right, we're gonna grade. You need to grade your read on a scale of 1 to 5.
I'm gonna give it a 2, but that's because this is how you typed it out.
No, you kill. I mean, other than reading the wink and the entirety of the link to join us as a YouTube member, I give that a 4.5 out of 5, just because I splatter paint my thoughts onto the Google Doc. So yeah, navigating that is a a feat in its own. Thank you so much, and welcome co-producer Killa Vapor and Captain Snowbeard again. We're just going to keep mentioning him and hope that he becomes an executive producer here pretty soon. You can also, if you don't want to subscribe as a member, you can just subscribe for free. It'll help us get closer to that 2,000 subscriber mark, which will be followed up in celebration by a live stream of us going through all of our old channels and all the cringy stuff that we were doing, like when I was in middle school and Mitch was in high school. We were editing videos on an iPad. Some of those are live action, like us in a friend's basement reading scripts that we came up with that day. It was a zombie trailer. It's rough. You don't want to miss it, but the only way that we are going to get this live stream rolling is if we get to 2,000. So please tell your friends, tell your family, mom, dad, sign up another fake Google account and sign up to subscribe to Nick and Mitch, please. And you can stay up to date on all of our Riders Republic content, including the Riders Report, comes out every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, and our X Game style competitions, the Tartiflet Games, coming back soon. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 75. We'll see you back here next week for episode 76. Let's see if I can nail it this week. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.
Yes.